help our members with collaborating with them, trying to help them grow awareness about what they are building, what they are doing.
This is a roller coaster. We have some really high highs and it's okay if there's some lows, but we're all in this together. And I definitely
is a fusion of cards and board game with strategic elements. We're building game ecosystem which gives players a perfect combination of challenging entertainment with earning opportunities. And
we want that. We just use blockchain technology and generate NFT songs. So then we can offer transparent data to both sides, but the metaverse is in games and the recording industry, and making sure that everybody, not for music NFTs to be sold as marketing assets, but actually to use the NFT technology to be able to bring more transparency and empower the creators.
Hello everyone, my name is Andrea Ocampo. A very special hello from Miami. We have quite the full house today, but before we get started, I want to talk about NFT Studio 24 and who we are. We are a global media platform where we are dedicated to empowering the emerging world of blockchain, the metaverse, NFTs, and crypto, and obviously reporting on the latest and most authentic news and trends. Today, we're going to be interviewing some leaders, and we love to interview figures to highlight their most impressive expertise and contribution to this industry. And before we get started, I want to talk to you guys about the Metaverse for All campaign here at NFT Studio 24. This campaign is coming to Africa, Japan, Pakistan, and India. And our goal is to educate 3 million people, especially young students. And of course, it's so important for us to be empowering those young minds. So if you guys want more information, simply go to nftstudio24.com. So now, guys, I would like to introduce our distinguished platform and guests. So we're going to start with Flavien Defraire. Like I said before, I apologize to Flavien because I may be butchering his last name, but he is the community manager at the Blockchain Game Alliance, which is a nonprofit organization, and they are committed to educating the gaming industry about blockchain technology. A very special welcome, Flavien. And then we have Eryk Rutkowski. He's coming to us from Poland. The CTO of Legends of Elysium will also be joining us. Hello, Eryk. And Legends of Elysium is a fantasy free-to-play fusion of card and board game enhanced with strategic elements. We can't wait to talk to you about that, Eryk. And last but not least, we have Alex Lopez, the founder of Soundpickr, on the show. And Soundpickr is an in-game global music streaming platform. And Alex, we can't wait to learn about you guys. So now, before we get started, how are we feeling today at this very moment here during the current environment here in the actual industry, guys?
Awesome.
I guess, yeah, I will try to start, but awesome. I think especially trying to discuss with every BGA members, we kind of sense the vibe of what's happening and what we try to do, and all positive beside what's happening outside.
Of course, no, I definitely love to get everybody's pulse because although this is a roller coaster, we have some really high highs and it's okay if there's some lows, but we're all in this together. And I definitely appreciate the optimism, and obviously, there's nothing but good things from here. And I definitely want to jump things off with Flavien. Flavien, overall, what is the Blockchain Game Alliance, and educate us all as to who you guys are and what you guys are doing.
Yeah, for sure. First, to introduce myself. So as you said, community manager of the Blockchain Game Alliance. The idea of what I'm doing is to help our members with collaborating with them, trying to help them grow awareness about what they are building, what they are doing, and try to give them networking opportunity, visibility as well. So it's all about our mission is really to spread awareness about blockchain technologies within the gaming industry, and we want to create adoptions by highlighting new ways to create, to build communities, to play games, and to publish games as well. So we really want in the BGA to provide this open forum for any individuals and professionals involved in blockchain, involved in gaming, but all kind of actors who would like to do something for this upcoming blockchain gaming ecosystem.
Well, that's incredible, because obviously what we just talked about is educating people, and what you guys are doing with Blockchain Game Alliance. You're not just doing that, but you're creating an alliance with these amazing guests. Is this the first time that you three meet each other in person per se?
No, actually, kind of, but obviously we try to once everyone is when we have a new member, we try to have a conversation with them. And actually, I had the opportunity to talk with Alex to understand what he's doing, obviously, and how he will bring something into in the table in terms of gaming and metaverse. And Eryk, I know Eryk very well, kind of becoming friends with everything what happened in NFT NYC and other big conference, and I love the game they are building as well. So,
well, awesome. Well, that's a great segue. Eryk, talk to us about Legends of Elysium. Now that you're part of the Blockchain Game Alliance, what is the game about?
So, as you know, Legends of Elysium is a fusion of cards and board game with strategic elements. We're building game ecosystem which gives players a perfect combination of challenging entertainment with earning opportunities, and we want to achieve it by gives unique game board, a battle system, self-sustainable treasury with delayed gratification mechanism, by set high quality and playability inside of the game, and also give true ownership of assets for the players. We were inspired by many games such as Neuroshima Hex, Catan, Magic the Gathering, Heroes Might and Magic, Yu-Gi-Oh, and many, many more. So in our universe, players first have, of course, to choose the race. And in the beginning, we will have three races. Dark Elves, Orcs, and Humans, who wants to capture all of the Elysium. And to do that, player have to recruit various creatures to his deck, but it's not the only goal, because player have to be also good strategies. The implementation of hexagonal board requires from the player thoughtful decision. So Legends of Elysium is a PvP game with 4 modes. The first one is a league, which players compete during weekly ranking. The second one is the adventures. This is the single player campaign modes, which players gets into characters from the lore, learns about new boards, races, classes, etc., etc. The third one is a tournament, is the cyclical esports event with grand prizes, and the last one is the battlefield mode. Is like a mini tournaments, but the pool is created from the players.
Well, thank you so much, Eryk. It's quite the ecosystem, and I'm sure we're incredibly excited to definitely learn more. Before we get started, do you guys remember the very first game that you played as a kid in this world, gaming?
Yeah, I mean the game board more than a computer, but for me it was a Counter-Strike, I guess, when I was young, let's say, and
saying yes, they're like everybody's agreeing with you. How about you, Flavien and Alex? Do you remember the first board game or the first actual, gamer game that actually created impact in your life?
yes.
Well, I think first game that I played, I think it was Pokemon, blue, red, and yellow on this really thick gray Game Boy that I had to share with all my siblings. And then I guess, Counter-Strike was a big thing. And I guess Dota. I was a big Dota player when you had to connect computers with, the cables. There was no internet really. So yeah, I guess that those three were the key ones.
And Flavien, what was your game?
The first game I played, I think it was Ninja Turtles on Nintendo 64. So it was a good one, actually. And after that, Prince of Persia for sure. But the one who made a big impact in my journey of gamer was Warcraft 3 for sure.
Awesome. Well, thank you guys for sharing that nostalgic moment. So Alex, specifically, that music NFTs is quite a new concept, and we're still trying to digest really the impact of music NFTs. Can you talk to us about this new concept in the industry, and can you unpack as to what you guys are doing right now?
Yeah, absolutely. Well, I'll start with a quick hello and thanks for, bringing together this group of professionals into the same space. My name is Alex Lopez, and I'm one of the founders of Soundpickr. And to bring a bit of context, there's a multitude of games and metaverses that either are silent or that they're playing music without the right permissions. And the music industry and gaming industry for a long time, there's been a bit of a back and forth when it comes to the proper IP permissions. So in order to protect games for future intellectual property misuse and to keep the music industry happy, we've created Soundpickr that essentially allows those games and metaverses to use music to stream into the environments while still, having the right permissions and, avoiding long-term issues with the recording industry. To do that, we just use blockchain technology and generate NFT songs. So then we can offer transparent data to both sides, both the metaverses games and the recorded industry, and making sure that, everybody's protected in the long term. When it comes to music NFTs, yes, absolutely. It's a very new thing. And the adoption is a bit slow when it comes to selling music NFT collections. And there's a lot of details and a lot of stories that I've been hearing. And when I talk to record labels, I've been seeing what some of those limitations are. But I think that what's the most exciting part is not for music NFTs to be sold as marketing assets, but actually to use the NFT technology to be able to bring more transparency and empower the creators. I've been very lucky to work in the music industry my entire career, and I've always said that I've had a job because there was musicians making music, and we all in the music industry have jobs because there's other people creating the content that we can then monetize. So with this technology, we're aiming to empower musicians and bring them back that spotlight, because we all have jobs because musicians keep making that music.
Wonderful. Thank you for bringing that up. I mean, you're very pertinent in what you're saying, that we do have jobs because the musicians keep on making art, so we can't wait to continue to learn more about this, your actual role in your company and how you're empowering all of us creators and beyond. So now, Flavien, let's go to you. So now your role to promote blockchain in the game industry, I'm sure you're getting a lot of questions as to what career opportunities are there for people that want to break into this industry. What is the best route for them to take, and is this something that it's actually viable for them?
Oh yeah, it could be a lot of things actually. I think we are in the beginning of what could happen in terms of jobs. I think our president Sebastian Borget from the Sandbox, co-founder of the Sandbox, explained that very well as well. The creator can be seen in a lot of ways, and it will depend on your ability maybe to create new worlds, to be the composer, might be the composer as a game developer, but as well as a musician. And obviously, I love this idea that any creator could have the opportunity to build something within the metaverse and within a blockchain game in particular. Without having to fear that it will be kept into the game publisher. It's really something that we try to explain to everyone, any gamer as well, why having an open economy for blockchain games really matter. And by opening this new economy to everything, it opened new opportunities for creators as well. So it could be game dev, could be a lot of different things.
Well, wonderful. Thank you so much for sharing. And, Eryk, I want to jump to you specifically. So why do you think blockchain gaming is better than traditional gaming for game creators?
First of all, players can in a way also become game creators, because if developers decide to create own token or implement DAO mechanism, it can give a right to make important decision for the players regarding future development of the game. And it's not only about the voice, but also to bring closer players, communities to the project. And another important aspect here is, that brings blockchain gaming is transparency, because most of the blockchains are public and players have rights to know, let's say, how many players are active into the game, or how many these valuable cards were created inside this ecosystem or even outside this ecosystem. So blockchain gamings give also opportunity for the creators to create unique approach for their assets, and a lot of blockchains, let's say. So also it gives also easier access for monetization for the players, the time they spend into the game. So as we can see, blockchain gaming brings here more values that's normal, usual, traditional gaming can get harder. So to do that, of course, it's not so easy, because the game should be fun, playable, have high quality, and the developers should meet the needs of Web2 players to turn from casual players to, loyal fans. And to top of that, they have to add additional layer of blockchain and moreover educate all of them. So in my opinion, every play to earn or play and earn project have a mission to accomplish. And by that, I mean that they should extend adoption among players and make it easier for public to show that in a simply and fun way, what exactly blockchain brings here.
Well, thank you so much for touching on such very interesting topic, because obviously it's very pertinent to the experiences of gamers and everybody trying to adopt this technology. And in specific, this question will be for Alex. Alex, NFTs are an integral part of blockchain gaming, and how can non-fungible tokens benefit creators or artists? And I'm sure these are the type of conversations you're having with artists as of now.
Yeah, absolutely. So I guess there's one keyword, which is the community. And in particular, I'll take it to the music industry. So the gaming community has always been super strong, but the recorded industry has always looked for avenues as to how to engage more with fans. And, artists and fans have always been connected through social media, but this gives another level of participation. Now, something that's very interesting is that the world of NFTs, at least now, they are a buyer's market. And that means that it's the buyers and the fans, the ones that give the true value, and they agree on the value of that asset. And I think the way that this can benefit to artists and creators is because this opens up the door to the underdog. It means that you don't need to be extremely famous. You don't need to be known by millions of people, but you can just be Alex in your bedroom making some great tunes and start opening up a brand new career. And, essentially to make creatives, whether you're a photographer, you're a filmmaker, you're a musician, to remove the "and" after your title. There's always if you're a musician, everybody tells you, well, what are you going to do on the side? What's your side project, right? Yeah, exactly. So, no one says that to lawyers or accountants or teachers. Imagine like, oh, I want to be a teacher. And then my parents told me, oh, maybe you should start learning some arts just in case. And so there's always, when you're a creative, again, any kind, there's always the fact that you've got an "and" after your title. You're a musician and a teacher, you're a artist and a accountant, etc. And so the way the NFTs can empower these creatives is in a way that they just remove the "and" after their title. They can be musicians, period, artists, period, can be photographers, period. And so it's really exciting to be in a space that, again, can really empower that underdog and completely change how we understand the creative industry.
Well, thank you so much for breaking it down like that. I know a lot of artists, we have our ears perked up. I know when growing up, I always had to tell my mom what my plan B was. So I'm sure artists are very excited to hear that. Flavien, specifically, I know that there are a lot of gamers and studios that are interested in joining the Blockchain Game Alliance. If they were interested in doing so, what are the requirements and what can they do?
Yeah, so if we focus on this game dev, game studio, Web2 studio, if we can call it that way, the main thing, because we're not obviously welcoming this specific audience, but for this specific audience, I guess the main thing we try to understand is, are they looking for education? And obviously, we try to provide that through the eyes of our members. We use the expertise of Alex in terms of music NFT, Eryk, building actual blockchain games in order to provide some value in terms of education to other members who would like to know how to be involved in this Web3 ecosystem, gaming ecosystem. So that's obviously through our content strategy for sure, where we maybe in our BGA labs, we try to tackle very specific subjects related to blockchain gaming, and we try to have the best people in the BGA to talk about it. And through that, we kind of educate the other one to be on board. So we also have, we want to have the biggest, and we are the biggest community of professionals involved with blockchain gaming today, with nearly 500 companies in the world. So it's very important for us that we try to leverage that, and we do that for individuals, but for professionals as well. So of course, individuals can just learn about what we're doing, what we're building, and based on that, it might be they might need to involve their own company, blockchain gaming, or other company in the BGA afterwards. So that's the way, the kind of user journey of an upcoming member that I could define.
Okay, wonderful. Thank you so much. And Eryk, I definitely wanted to talk to you about, there's a lot of people that are not familiar with, NFT games, and they find the play to earn model difficult to understand. How are you guys educating the rest of us as to how that actually works?
Okay, so our goal is to be seen as entertaining and high quality game, and NFT or play to earn or play and earn aspects are secondary. So we want to speed up the blockchain adoption, and we think the to achieve that is gaming perfect here. So we will not force users to install wallets such as MetaMask, etc., because we still remember how it was in the beginning, how everything was the problematic. So we want to take off the first barrier where users want to join and experience this by implementing solutions such as logging via Google, Facebook, or Apple. And once users log in, they can start playing with the free decks and start joining. So after we onboard Web2 players and gamer will enjoy Legends of Elysium, the education process will start. And we want to achieve it by giving in-game achievements and quests. So let's say user will have achievements to mint their first asset. And obviously, he doesn't know how to do it. So we will release series of tutorials explaining what is the mint process, how to mint it, what to do with minted asset, etc., etc. So yeah, let's say we are aware that we will not only educate people inside our ecosystem, but also outside of it. That's why we have partners like Potion GG, and through their system of bounties, they will educate also players outside of our system. So this is how it looks like, more or less, our process of education players.
Thank you, Eryk, so much. I mean, we here at NFT Studio 24, we're incredibly passionate about onboarding and educating. And I want to start to wrap this up, and I want to be able to get everybody's final thoughts on what message do you have to, those that have no idea about what this world is, what aspiring message do you have to those builders, those gamers, those believers to enter this world? What final thoughts do you have for them?
So maybe I will start to share their needs with others, especially publicly, because there's somewhere in a project or tool that is building exactly that what they need. And with organizations such as BGA, they can find a solution and write projects and not only get the right approach, but also get valuable feedback. So it's worth to say also what you are doing and what you need, basically.
Well, thank you, Eryk, so much. But how about you, Alex and Flavien? What inspiring words do you have for our viewers here at NFT Studio 24?
I'd like to, in particular, to builders and founders, that education is obviously extremely important, but I think that we as founders, we are the ones that are responsible to make things easier, because talking about education, it makes me feel that we put the responsibility of understanding it on, you know, the receiver, but we're the ones that we must be accountable to make the process so easy that nobody needs to learn anything. That it's just a very intuitive, very straightforward process. And I'd say it's more about that we need to be the ones that are accountable to make things so simple that education is not needed anymore.
Wonderful. Thank you so much for making that point. And you're completely right. You know, the founders, it does lay on our shoulders. And these type of interviews are so important because we ask these important questions. Thank you so much for making that point. How about you, Flavien? What words do you have?
I think I would say that kind of obviously related to what's happening in the BGA. We have a situation in the crypto market right now, very negative, and it's very good to be including in a community when you see that everyone is building. I don't know that terms. Obviously, before that, you were building even if the market was skyrocketing, but everyone is focusing on what they're building because they're really focused on what they could bring in terms of new technology, innovations, and what does it mean to own digital assets. And I think it might be the biggest part of education, even if I really agree with Alex for sure in terms of accountability. But the philosophy of owning an in-game assets, just focusing on the gaming side, is very important for us. And that's a shift in the mind of the players, and that's why you're having so many conversations within the gamer community. So I would say being part of the community, even in these troubled times, really helps to be convinced that something is happening in the market.
And talk to us about your future aspirations for the Blockchain Game Alliance specifically, now that we have that you guys are a part of it.
Yeah, sure. But even for 2023, we know how to improve what we're doing. It will be obviously related to a capacity to bring more visibility to our members like this one. And I would like to thank obviously NFT Studio 24 for doing that and to give a voice to our BGA members for sure. And obviously, even if we are all in the metaverse, we kind of sense that it's very important where we're doing business to meet physically the person. You cannot change that. We're all human. So we want to emphasize that more with physical events that we'll be able to organize with BGA members all over the world.
Well, wonderful. Thank you so much. This is incredibly important, these conversations, this rapport that we're having. We're speaking to each other from all over the world, from Poland to the UK. We have, you know, NFT Studio Technical Director Hinza. She's all the way in Dubai. I'm in Miami. We're going to be here to continue to have these very important conversations. And we're just so incredibly thankful to you all because you guys are not only founders, but you keep us inspiring and believing in this space. And we know that it's only going to get better. Friends, we just want to say hello and thank you one more time from everybody here at NFT Studio 24. And I can't wait to continue this conversation in the future. Bye, you guys.
Thank you very much. Bye-bye.
Thank you.